Alright, so it's about 11 o'clock in the morning, and the beta is supposed to be ending here in about 3 hours. I've signed back into my main account. I haven't been able to launch the game on my main account yet. Oh no. Oh boy. I seriously just don't understand. I don't know what difference it makes that I'm logging into my alt account and the game works perfectly fine on this, but not my main account. I know I mentioned this in my recent Vanguard video where Sledgehammer did send out a fix for it over the course of the weekend, but it doesn't work for me. I'm really hoping it does on launch because again, if I miss out on all like the cross XP progression, it's gonna be kind of annoying. So anyways though, what's going on guys? It's Soul Rage and welcome back to the Vanguard beta. We are here on the last day of the beta. Again, it's about 11 o'clock in the morning. Beta's ending in 3 hours. And instead of making the same kind of sit-down video like I did in my last Vanguard video, I wanted to actually play the game because I haven't gotten the chance to play it over the last 2 days. So while this isn't a typical sit-down and talk video, I do want to go ahead and just talk about my overall thoughts and opinions on the Vanguard beta thus far. For one, biggest problem for me is the fact that I still can't launch this game on my main account. No idea why. Secondly, this is more of a niche kind of thing. I don't really know why the beta actually got extended. My assumption again was because it wasn't working on PC for the first day or two, or maybe they just really want us to play the game as much as possible to give them as much feedback as possible. I mean, regardless, I'm kind of okay with it. I feel like I might be really weird in saying this, but I'm one of the weird individuals that really don't like when betas go on for very long. Personally, I think that they should only last from like Wednesday throughout the course of only one weekend. I feel like it should start on a Wednesday, have Wednesday and Thursday be the, you know, pre-order, early access, whatever sort of exclusivity kind of deal they got going on should be on Wednesday and Thursday, and then, you know, Friday throughout the course of the weekend it should be open for everybody. Mainly just because I feel like if we play the beta too much, right, because this beta's now been open for almost like 2 weeks, which is wild to think about. I feel like it just kind of takes away a lot of the initial hype of the game. I don't know. I might be weird in saying that, but at the same time though, I have been having a lot of fun with Vanguard, even though I feel like I've just played this game way too much. I got to level 30 both on PlayStation and here on PC on obviously 2 separate accounts, so I've put in a decent amount of playtime into this game. And then obviously once the full game comes out, gonna completely slob it out and go for whatever the mastery camo is in this game.
Capturing Baker. Double kill. Recon aloft. We got eyes. You enter counter-recon aircraft.
Oh, that could have been so nice. I can't stress enough how nice it is having a working radar in this game, even though having to use a radar perk is pretty crutch. I can't stress enough how nice it is. I don't know why we ever thought it was a good idea to take away the mini-map, which I guess is a pretty good segue into the main topic that I want to talk about of this video, obviously being a beta review. The first thing that I want to talk about here is the kill streaks. First thing, if you guys notice, this counter UAV, the timer on it needs to be toned down. I don't know the exact timing of it off the top of my head, but I swear it's like over a minute long. I don't know what it is. I think somebody in my live stream was telling me it was like exactly 1 minute and 5 seconds, and that's just insane. I also don't really like for the 4 kill streaks how we only have a choice between UAV and counter UAV. I don't remember what the other 4th kill streak is. I think it's a care package. I don't know. I could be wrong. I kind of don't like how we have to make a bit of a selfish decision, if you will. Either choosing between a UAV or a counter UAV and then also having to run like a personal radar. So I don't know. I feel like it just makes more sense to run personal radar and counter UAV because that's what it seems like everybody is using right now, at least for like the starter kill streaks. I say personally we should probably make the UAV a 4 kill streak, have counter UAV be 5, just so we're not, you know, forced to choose between the two. Because me personally, on a lot of the older Call of Duties, that's what I would run. I'd run like a 3 kill streak UAV, then the 4 kill streak counter UAV, followed by a Blackbird VSAT, whatever it is in the other games, right? Again though, as far as the counter UAV goes though, the timing of it definitely needs to be toned down to 30 seconds. It lasts way too long. Speaking of every kill streak in this game, mainly when it comes to the UAVs, I don't like how you can only call in 1 at a time. I guess it's supposed to slow down the pacing of the game a little bit, but when it comes to UAVs, I really don't see the point in that. What I actually think would be a really cool idea is to take some inspiration from CoD World War II, where if your team calls in like 3 UAVs, you should be able to have some sort of advanced UAV kind of thing. If you get 3 friendly UAVs in the air at the same time, like every time it sweeps, it shows the directional movement of the enemies on the radar. Maybe if you call in like 4 or 5, it could work like an actual Blackbird for a short amount of time. And now again, obviously, I don't know if we've seen all the kill streaks that are in this game here in the beta. They might be hiding some from us. Maybe they'll change it. I don't know. Maybe there actually is some sort of VSAT Blackbird thing in this game. As far as the other kill streaks go, the death machine. That needs to be nerfed. Why it's a 5 kill streak, I have no idea. That thing needs to be like an 8 or a 9 kill streak. The exact same thing goes with the war machine, and I'm not kidding. Especially considering the fact that the death machine right now has literal splash damage. So not only do I think that the overall kills required to get it needs to be increased, you need to lose it after you die. It doesn't matter if you fire 1, 2, 27 bullets out of it. If you die with it in your hands, you should lose it. Same exact thing goes with the war machine. Now, I don't think you respawn with it, even after, say you fire a couple of shots with the war machine. I don't think you respawn with it if you die. I do think you lose it. Again, I could be wrong. Thankfully, I haven't ran into too many people using the war machine. But if that is the case, though, then again, it needs to be changed. As far as the other kill streaks go, I think the flame knot actually has unlimited fuel in the flamethrower, and that also needs to be changed. I mean, for the sake of turning into an actual juggernaut, like if we were to throw back to Modern Warfare 3, for example, right? Again, though, as far as the flame knot goes, I think it's a 9 kill streak, and again, for being a juggernaut, I think that should be like an 11 or 12 kill streak maybe, especially if they're going to keep the unlimited fuel going for the flamethrower. Again, it's entirely possible we haven't seen all the kill streaks in this game, but as far as the beta goes, those are my biggest concerns. As far as the overall weapon balance goes, it's definitely no secret that the STG and the MP40 are the definite go-tos right now. We really just managed to make a comeback there. Nice. Again, though, as far as the overall weapon balance goes, STG, MP40 are the two big go-tos right now, but...
Damn, I'm good.
Yeah, I am. With this game feeling like Modern Warfare, not only just on the engine, the overall time to kill in this game is pretty quick with like every single weapon in the game. I didn't exactly experiment with literally every single gun in the game, but they all seem really, really good as far as TTK goes. I mean, you could probably tone it back a little bit, but there's nothing that I can really think of like, wow, this gun is just so trash. Again, if there are trash guns that I don't know of, please let me know that down in the comment section below. My biggest concern as far as all of the weapons go, snipers included, well, really not just snipers, but red guns included, is the huge penalty you have for sprint to fire time. And by sprint to fire, I mean specifically the tac sprint, because like your normal sprint and standing still, that I feel is pretty fine for the most part, but it seems like the game punishes you for tac sprinting when it's in the game. So it's almost kind of like, why bother having tac sprint in the game if you're gonna just punish us for using it? You know what I mean? Actually, if I can find the clip, I'll go ahead and show it to you guys. Some of you guys might know who Carnage Lazy is. He put out this one tweet showing how slow the sprint to fire time is, again, coming out of the tac sprint with the M1 Grand, and that was just insane.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Tac sprinting. And... Ooh, it's so slow. Okay, tac sprint. Oh, there's a player.
If I can find my own personal clip, I'll go ahead and put it on the screen right now for you guys. But there was one clip. I think this is when I was live streaming the other day. But there was one time I had the clear drop on this guy. I brought my car down and I just couldn't shoot in time.
Shot is all I need. Double kill.
Double kill. See, that's what I'm talking about right there, dude. Like, I should have had that kill, but they punish you for tac sprinting.
Double kill.
Flinch is still a little bit ridiculous too, but I mean, I don't know if this guy has frangible rounds on. Which, that's another thing. Whatever that perk is, frangible, they took it from Modern Warfare. They took both of them from Modern Warfare and combined it. Not only the wounding effect, where your health regen is a lot slower if you get hit by it, but the fact that it sends your flinch up so much. It's like you're doing a backflip. I feel like if they're gonna have frangible as a perk, they're gonna have to divide it back up like Modern Warfare did it. Because by the point in time that people get that on their red guns, that's literally all people are going to be using. I feel like for as strong as it is, they should probably have the decision between it. People will still more than likely choose the flinch effect of it, but just having both of them seems a little ridiculous in my opinion. Going back to what I was saying though about the tac sprint delay, it's kind of like Modern Warfare again, where the rushers are being punished for moving. And obviously, I feel like this doesn't need to be said, but obviously that's a problem. Also, one other thing as far as the weapons go, I know Jev recently made a video on this talking about this, but the launchers in this game definitely need work as well. I want to reiterate that. See, I'm a pretty natural support player. Like, I'm willing to bet I'm one of the few people in the game that actually made a support class. I don't use it very often, mainly just because hitting the spy planes is so difficult, especially on a map like Red Star. Like, they are super hard to see as well. So again, just to reiterate that point, the launchers are definitely going to need some work. The hitboxes, the damage to it as well. I think it was J-God or somebody like that, I think, showed where apparently you hit a counter UAV twice and it still doesn't destroy. The most important thing out of it though is that they got to be more visible in the sky, and also not not being able to see the friendly UAVs as well. I know that's also a really big problem. Apparently when your team calls in like friendly UAVs, friendly counter UAVs, they pop up in the sky, and that's never been a thing in Call of Duty. Even going back to Modern Warfare 2, that was the first COD where we could actually shoot down UAVs. The only ones that will pop up into the sky were the enemy ones. It's just definitely something that's gonna have to be tuned with the UAVs. And also, as far as map design goes, can we please cut out this whole underground building right here? I swear I spend like 90% of my spawns on this map are underground right here. Speaking of which though, as far as spawns go, like things like spawn and audio, probably not going to talk much about that just because Sledgehammer already knows that they need to fix it, or at least they've already addressed that they are working on it, especially in Patrol. So as far as all the weapons and the killstreaks go, I think I talked about everything that I wanted to. See, my biggest thing about the beta is what I talked about in my recent video. My biggest worry with Vanguard right now is the fact that this game I feel like it just lacks an identity, right? Okay, we're on Eagle's Nest. There are iron crosses here. You got iron crosses, you've got the eagle right there and everything like that. Right, so like this is obviously a German map, or at least on this map you would expect a German faction, but we don't have it in this game. It just makes the game, honestly, to say it bluntly, it makes it feel soulless. And that's a genuine problem because it's just kind of like, I feel like it's going to get super boring just a lot faster without that kind of faction specific, not only operators, but like voice actors and things that just make it feel more immersive. Again, I know I already talked about it in the recent video, but it literally just kind of seems like, what's the point of having this game be in World War II without the factions? As far as that whole idea goes, it would make a lot more sense if it was in a Modern Warfare or a Black Ops kind of setting, where the time frame, for example, isn't as exactly specific as World War II. So as far as like all the customization and, you know, like making your own time period and story out of it, it makes more sense to do it in a more modern setting. It would make more sense to not have factions in a Modern Warfare type of game because you can kind of create your own universe with that, right? But it just feels very weird in a World War II setting where we know we're in a World War II setting, but there's nothing to really show for it other than the weapons, really. Again, I know it's just a beta, and this was the exact same thing in Cold War, where we were playing as literally the exact same operators. I mean, for example, being able to be Frank Woods on Spetsnaz. But if we go into the full release of this game still running around as the same operators and not really being able to tell who's on what team, it's gonna be a big problem. Not only do I feel like Sledgehammer again missed out on a really big opportunity to make this game feel alive like World at War, but they've also kind of taken a step back as far as the customization goes, because even if they didn't want to put so much emphasis on factions, they could have done it exactly like COD World War II, or maybe even taken some inspiration from Battlefield 5, which I actually just learned about this, but apparently in Battlefield 5, there still are factions of Allies and Axis, but you can customize your soldier to look like whatever you want while fighting for those teams, which I feel like would just make a lot more sense in this case. It probably would have worked out better, and again, going into the full launch of this game, we'll see what they do, but yeah, that's my biggest worry, honestly. And speaking of which, I just got a comment on that video earlier this morning that I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys because I think it was a really good comment. Mr. I Hate Games says, I think the ultimate World War II Call of Duty game would be a mix of the engine here in Vanguard. Love the engine, love the feel of this game. Headquarters and character customization from World War II, and the aesthetic and the immersion of World at War, voice acting, maps, all around gritty feeling. That would be perfect, and that's exactly the opportunity we have here. It just feels so disingenuous to run around a map like Eagle's Nest and see the Iron Crosses, or on Red Star seeing the hammer and sickle flags. On Gavutsu in those offices, there's a Japanese flag in there. It's just kind of like, why are we not focusing on the factions then? I've probably rambled and ranted a little bit too much as far as this goes because I literally just made a video on this, but still, it's just, that's the biggest thing that bothers me about this game right now. Even if it takes a couple of months to get all the voice actors to do that and to implement it into the multiplayer, it would be great. Again, Japanese on the wall right here. We got the Japanese flag right here. This is clearly supposed to be some sort of like American Marine versus Imperial Japanese faction kind of map, and we just don't have it. I'm bringing up the comparison to World at War a lot because they nailed it in 2008. And again, like I was just saying, I really hope that Sledgehammer reconsiders that. I wouldn't mind if it takes a couple of months to get some faction-specific operators and voice actors and whatnot in the game. I feel like that alone could make the game feel so much more immersive and make this game feel so much more alive. So aside rambling again about the whole feel of immersion and different voice actors in the game and whatnot, while this game does feel like Modern Warfare, yeah, I feel like you could just put put these maps into Modern Warfare and they would work. The maps and gameplay feel much more fast-paced in comparison to that, which I really do enjoy. Again, I love having a radar perk.
Control zone secured. Counter-recon aircraft fueled and ready.
What is going on? I absolutely love having a radar perk in this game. Again, even if it's crutch, I love the fact that Sledgehammer is giving us more ways to actually play the game. I can't stress enough how nice it is having these combat pacing options. Like Sledgehammer, you guys did amazing with that. Being able to choose between 6v6, 8v8, 10v10, and whatever else, right? Like, that is amazing. Speeds up the pace of the game so much. Even so to the point where if you have your new Call of Duty players that just want to play 6v6, even on these massive maps, they can do it. But if you take another player who wants to play a much more faster paced game, obviously they have that choice. So again, big kudos to you guys for that. Love that. It's something that Sledgehammer has done really well. It's also something that Treyarch did super well with Cold War. Keeping 12v12 in the game, keeping these big ground war type game modes in the game is a good thing. The kill cams are still broken. We need to fix that. So again, in comparison to Modern Warfare, which the reason why I'm even comparing it in the first place is because obviously the games feel super similar. Sledgehammer's done an amazing job with giving us more ways to play the maps to make the game feel much more faster paced. That's great. Love that. Again, weapons across the board feel really good. That huge tac sprint to fire delay needs to go away, or at least be tuned down significantly. Killstreaks definitely need to be fixed. Speaking of which, I was doubting myself earlier on this, but it does turn out that the War Machine persists through death until ammo is depleted. That and the Death Machine, those need to be 8 or 9 kill streaks, and you need to lose them on death. Getting a simple Bloodthirsty and then not even having to aim at your enemies to still kill them with splash damage, that is ridiculous. For the Flame Knot, if you're gonna have unlimited fuel, that needs to be at least a 12 or 13 kill streak. Definitely adjust the UAV and the counter UAV. Make the UAV 4, maybe make the counter UAV 5. Turn down the timer on the counter UAV. Allow us to call in more than one UAV at the same time to get some sort of advanced type of thing going on. And yeah, the immersion, the operators, I don't know if it's going to change. I don't know if they have enough time to change it for the full launch of the game, but we definitely need faction-specific operators and voice lines, actors, everything like that. It is going to make the game feel a million times more alive. Sorry if this video was kind of all over the place and kind of rambly. I just really wanted to really hammer home the points that I wanted to make. So, yeah, go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought of the Vanguard beta. Are you guys excited for the full launch of the game? I do want to make this clear. I am excited for Vanguard. That's why I'm giving such constructive criticism for feedback, because I want the game to be good. I can't stress enough how good of an opportunity this game has to be as iconic as World at War, for example. A lot of newer Call of Duty players that started with Modern Warfare and Warzone are going to be able to jump into this game. It's going to feel like Modern Warfare, which is great. I feel like that's a great thing to keep newer players playing the game. Skill-based matchmaking aside, not even bothering to bring that up because we all hate skill-based matchmaking. There's nothing Sledgehammer can do about that, unfortunately. But at least the fact the game feels familiar to a lot of newer players is already a great step in the right direction. It just needs that soul. It needs that identity to make it feel like a World War II game, because without it, it feels pointless. I feel like I'm getting so worked up about it because when I saw the campaign trailer and seeing that we had all those different theaters of the war, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be like CoD 2, World at War, 2 of the best games ever. And as of right now, as it stands, Sledgehammer has that opportunity and they haven't taken it for some reason, and I really hope they do. So yeah, with that all being said, I'm gonna go ahead and stop my rambling now. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys are interested, feel free to go ahead and join into my Discord that's linked down in the description below, so you guys never miss pings when I post new videos here to YouTube, as well as when I go live on Twitch. Once again, thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Really hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you guys did, subscribe if you're new. It's been Soul Rage, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care, everybody. And now the wait begins for the full game.